Hi everyone.
Hello everyone.
And welcome back to another video, Sisterly Conversation.
And our topic for tonight, the pros and cons of being a younger sibling versus the pros and cons of being an older sibling. So who wants to start first? And I believe the older sibling is going to want to start first because let her start.
I don't know if the older sibling is going to want to start first. I can't start first, but it's whatever. Anyhow, the pros and cons of being an older sibling. What can I say? Okay, so she's sick and seems to be tired apparently. Anyway, um, so the cons I would say is of an older sibling, I would say is that you have to do more chores. That you are, if there's a situation that has happened, you are looked at as the more responsible person. So you get the higher level of
responsibility.
Not only responsibility of discipline, you get the higher level of lashes. Okay, the more discipline because you're the older one, and I'll go to the pros of being an older sibling. You get more you get more flexibility. You can do more stuff. You can go out more. Growing up, that was for me. I went out a lot more with my friends, and I went here and there with my boo and all this stuff, and everything was everything. But yeah, and then another pro would be that I get to tell my sister what to do. So that was a lot of that was the case a lot of the time growing up, where I was able to, tell my sister, okay, I'm the older sister, so you have to listen to me. But and I still tell her that to this day. Yes, because I will always be the older sister. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have for you. I don't know what else to say.
Alright, so for me, the cons would be my sister trying to tell me what to do. Growing up, she always used to say, "Oh, it's the body that asks for you." Like if she's the body that reproduce. But anyhow, she felt like she was the boss of me. But as I got older, she realized that she's no longer the boss of me. Because I will not allow her to be the boss of me. That's how it is, and that's what it will be.
That's what she think it is.
That is what it is.
Anywho.
So she still has that little bossiness about her, but she will have to boss somebody else. But it will not be me. I'll tell you that.
Let her continue to fool herself. At this point, she's trying to convince herself.
Another con is that you are more into your appearance. So like for example, I mean like your sister might be able to go out and stuff. Like when Shanita was younger, a teenager, she'd be going to Cahobble Pot and other little parties from back in the day. And poor me, I had to only do little Bridgetown Market or that was around crop over time, of course. Or like you might go a little picnic to go to, and you're going to your little things, right? But as you get older now, let me tell you about my sister. So when I was younger, I couldn't go with my sister because she's like, oh, I got my friends to go with, da 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 da. You see, when I get older, like 18 and 19. I don't think she was in Barbados at that time.
Alright,
but like when I got a little older, like living up here and coming up here and stuff like that, it was now, oh, I going out with my sister and I just didn't want she on the beach. Like, stay over there with the elderly. You're old. The funny thing is, my sister used to behave as though we're like 10 years apart. Me and Shanita are only 4 years apart.
4 to 5.
4 to 5 years apart. Okay? Or 4 years, 9 months apart. But I guess as time goes on and you get older, you realize that your baby sister ain't no more baby, and you guys are actually in the same age group. Um, and then you have to respect one another for who the other person is. The pros about being a younger sister, you get away with murder, you get the older one in trouble. You get the older you get, you get the older one in trouble, and you get away with murder. So sometimes what we used to do is somebody shouldn't to do it. And she do get in trouble, and I'll be like, yes.
I don't know.
Unfortunately, I can't do that now because I am now older. But I used to get she in trouble sometimes, or my other siblings. Another pro would be that you get clothes from your older sibling. Like, I mean, honestly, me and Shane were never the same size.
Well, you couldn't have gotten clothes from me because you were always bigger than I was. So,
Anyhow,
regardless,
the
I
point
don't see
is,
how you would get clothes from me.
this
But
is
okay.
just a general thing
This
because
is generally for
this
the
is general
other public
now.
other than us, because it is clear.
It is still general. Your siblings' clothes get hand down to you, so you get to dress up and look cute and do a whole lot of stuff. And then another pro is that you get baby a lot.
Is she weird or is she weird? Anyway.
You get baby a lot, and like if let me see, you got like an older sibling, and the older sibling does work, and the older sibling bringing food for you. Won't God do it? Those are the pros. Everything is for the little baby. So yes. Anyhow,
But
unfortunately, no, that does not happen.
correct.
And my older sister still thinks that she can boss me, but she can't.
This is not the fourth.
101.
This is not the fourth claim she has said that, and it's clear she's trying to convince herself. But anyhow, but as we said, we have grown, and now we kind of tend to do things a lot together. We kind of make our adult decisions together. Though, what's she rolling show yet? Anywho, though though we have our own
Lives to live.
yeah, and we have our own shortcomings and our own high points, our strong points. So then you have to kind of navigate around each other's characteristics and behaviors and whatever else it is. So but yeah, but I'm fortunate that my sister and I have a very close relationship. It's very sad that a lot of people don't have that close relationship with their sibling, even though majority of the time she literally gets on my nerves. But
And she literally gets on my nerves too.
it comes with the territory of living with your sibling. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for the pros and the cons of what is the question? All the pros and the cons of being an older sibling.
And
Then the thing about it too,
a younger sibling.
the thing about it too is that we grew up in a four sibling type home. So I'm actually not the oldest. I'm the oldest sibling in terms of me and her, but we have older siblings that grew up with us as well. And so the thing for us, I would have to say, like I always say, we all had the same opportunities. We all grew up with the same. Um, we all grew up doing the same things, going the same places, etc., etc. So it wasn't much of a big difference when I talk about pros and cons of being a younger or older sibling, because we were all technically given the same
Opportunity.
line to you know. So yeah, but that's about it that I have with this topic. It's a very short topic, but I can't really think of much pros and cons other than what we just said. I don't know if Tony have anything else to
I don't
add.
have anything else to add either because we had good we had a good we say growing up, we grew up well. And yes, all families have their issues. There was no favoritism in our family, and we didn't have any real issues to really talk about. The most we do is just have sibling rivalry, as all siblings have. As Shanita would have said, I get on her nerves. She certainly gets on mine. I don't know if she realized that, but
I don't.
she really gets on my nerve sometimes. But it's like you can't do without. For example, I just actually don't want to be silly.
The point is, I don't know.
But the point is, you cannot live without each other, and we are grateful that we have a great relationship, and will continue to have a great relationship.
We tend to depend on each other for our strong points. You know, I'm good with certain things. She's good with certain things, and I suck at certain things, and she suck at certain things.
I don't suck at nothing.
So basically, we kind of lean on each other for that situation, and that's what he said. There's always sibling rivalry, and we experience that with all our siblings. But at the end of the day, what matters is that you know come together in the end. And then another thing is that a lot our parents tend will not be the word, but our parents grew up with a lot of
siblings. Oh, sorry, my bad.
Our parents grew up with a lot of limitations that they didn't want us to experience. So, you know, they grew up a little on the poor side and stuff like that. They didn't really travel a lot as children, all that stuff. They probably once or twice as a teenager from my mom, I guess, but mostly they didn't really have that growing up. So they made sure that we were fortunate enough to have that. So from a very young age, we were traveling, seeing uh, a different side of life, you know, and we were able to meet people, we were able to explore, we were able to engage in different lifestyles in terms of how people, different cultures, in terms of how people live and experience how other people live and stuff like that. And I think that's one of the reasons why we also decided to migrate in the end, because we were getting used to being outside of our country and engaging in other people's culture and you know and their their lifestyles and so on. So then it was more so when it was time for me to actually migrate, it was more so of an easy transition in that way. And I guess it's the same thing for Tony as well, because we were traveling from such an early age. It wasn't just like a humongous. That was not a humongous culture shock for us because we've been traveling for a long time, from the time we were really, really, really young. Excuse me, I nearly choke on my spit. Anywho, so yeah, so basically, I think me and Tony are in competition right now with the coughing.
I didn't choke on my spit though. I just coughing.
But yeah. So that's basically it for this question. If you have any other ideas about pros and cons, you can put it into the chat and let us know. Other than that, like,
share,
and subscribe.
Until next time.
Have a great night.
Bye.